There's a whole wide world out to but so far. Let's get lost together. Let's go chase that postcard. Wish you were here. Let's get lost together.
Tank. Good boy, Tank. Leave. Up. No. Boy. No.
So nice under here now that it's dried out.
Mm.
Grass is so thick and soft and no longer muddy. Look at it. Not the best grass you've seen ever.
Well, that we've seen, you know, on our property.
Yeah. It's got like 3 types of grass. There's like 3 layers. Hello. Hello. He does this. Hello. 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 Meanwhile, Roscoe's gnawing on my wrist.
Just watch Diesel. Diesel. He's just coming in and.
Shadow. Ooh, Miss Shadow girl. Boy. Hi, darling. Hello, jealous boy. Start calling him JB. Gotcha. Gotcha. Hello, Mr. Chop. Ready? Cut it out. Ready? Ready? Oh, Lily, it's my one. It's my one. It's my one, Lily. Get Chop. Get Chop. Listen, buddy.
Go girl, Choo-Choo. Go girl. What a good girl you are. What a good girl you are, Choo-Choo. You a good girl?
You ready? You're ready. The anti-sharers. Tank is definitely not a retriever. Good boy, Tanky boy! Come on, buddy! Good boy, Sharp. G'day guys, so quick update for Maggie. So she went in to get assessed on the lump on the bottom of her neck, and she also had a look at some of her teeth. There were 2 teeth there that didn't seem to be functioning properly. One was cracked, it wasn't in the right position, and they said that they put it down to poor jaw alignment and teeth alignment in her jaw, so basically compacting of the teeth. And so 2 teeth were removed, the same teeth on both sides of her bottom jaw, I believe. Then they actually removed the whole lump instead of cutting it open and trying to clean it out. The reason being, they said that they just had something very similar prior to Maggie. However, the lump was quite big on this other dog, and when they cleaned it out and they couldn't find any foreign body, stitched it back up and it just kept coming back. So she said, just to be safe, we just removed the whole lump. It was only quite small. So Maggie's got a couple of stitches underneath her neck. She's supposed to keep it dry, so anytime she goes near the water, I have to call her back or try to avoid her going to the water. Can't really call her, but just kind of distract her a bit. In the pool, she usually stays out, so it's not a problem. If she decides she wants to go in and go into the...
She just gets her feet wet.
Yeah, so we just need to make sure that she's not, getting all that wet under there. Have to keep it dry. So they're all internal stitches, so she doesn't have any external stitches, which is a new one for me. I haven't seen a big scar like that with no external stitches, but it means she doesn't have to go back and get them removed. However, she's still booked in to go back and have a checkup. At the same time, Chancey Boy's going in to get some anti-allergy injections. Hey mate. Yeah.
So with Chancey, we've been using creams and diet, but
Neocord.
now we're going to the
Yeah, so he does seem to be quite the bubble boy. He does seem to get some flare-ups quite regularly, i.e. pink reddish skin, some bumps, lumps and bumps around the place, so you can see the scarring on his face, and a lot of things kind of aggravate it. So at the moment he's on a prescription diet, and we give him some creams, but we thought that we might give him the injections, they're monthly injections, and hopefully that settles everything down for him a little bit. And that is...
So the last time he got a checkup when we had the vet day here.
Yeah.
And they said to trial the cream first and diet before going to the injections.
Yeah.
So we'll just trial that, see how that goes.
So that is next Tuesday. Next Thursday is Diesel's double blood test, and Friday this week, Kitty Rose is getting desexed.
Right.
So, Kitty, she still seems like such a little kitten, doesn't she?
Well, she is.
I know, but
She's only little, like I think she's 7 months old.
yeah.
But
So she got out this morning. We were out with the dogs, and Wolfie was riding his bike, and he decided he was going to go back to the house and get a yogurt pouch by himself. And so I was throwing the frisbee. I turned around, look up, and he's just like thrown the door open, marched in there like he owns the joint. Kitty Rose just straight out, and then straight up that tree where all the birds hang out. I got a little bit of footage up there. She's right up the top branches. Hello, Fredo. Oh, that for you, was it, mate? You just handed it over to you.
so that wasn't for you.
Yeah, that's convenient. But then came back pretty quickly, which was good. Hello, mate. Hello, mate. You got it back, did you? Thank you. Okay, I'll take it. Thanks. Just what you need. There, babe. Ready? Go! Rosie, cut it out. All the vet updates until next week.
And just for everybody at home, we did do a bit of we did quite an extensive update on the behind the scenes, which did include just mentioning that Neil came last week.
Yes. Neil came last week.
But just for everybody else at home,
the video is going to be put together by Ben. It's quite a big one, so it will be out probably next week.
yeah, it's I did intend to do it as quickly as I could, but
Hey. Good girl, Hope. Good girl, darling.
but the deciding factor was that unfortunately a couple of videos
Got corrupted.
got corrupted.
Yeah.
So that was, and I couldn't open it. So we've sent it to Ben, and we've asked. He's got the software that if there's any chance of you using that video or those.
Ben's got the best chance to get it going. Yeah.
So it just means though that it might be another week or so off.
Yeah.
And it might also be separate videos because it just is so much. It was such a long day, wasn't it? And we did pretty much film everything.
Except after you left, I was holding dogs.
Oh,
and stuff,
okay.
And so I only did shorter version.
Oh, okay.
So, initial assessments, and then I tried to only turn it back on when Neil was given a brief on what his assessment was.
Oh,
and the
okay.
treatment and-
Yep.
So there are a couple at the end that might roll a little bit faster than the first one. 'Cause one of them I was holding one of the dogs, so Miss Red, I had to sort of hold her and calm her down that, you know,
She was
in
not
her
happy at
mind,
all.
This strange man was touching her. She wasn't happy about it. She kept sort of being real tense and flicking around. And
Yep.
we ended up having to cut her assessment away. She just wasn't in a position to give off any information to Neil when touched her. So,
Yep.
the other one that was quite difficult to assess was Diesel, although we did do a full assessment on him and did find an issue with his shoulder. But the reason being was because he was hyper alert and so constantly moving around.
So he wasn't relaxed and calm.
Well, Neil was telling me that there was a few indicators that he looks for, and in a non-stimulating environment, and you know, somewhere where the dogs can relax and just concentrate on what's happening, he starts to read the body language, and you know, the heads turn around and look at what he's doing, the panting starts, you know, the licking their lips, all those behaviours that indicate to Neil that it might be slightly uncomfortable rather than full outward pain. So there were none of those initial indicators, but he still found soreness in his shoulder, which would explain that limp that we saw. However, after the treatment with Diesel, you know, I haven't seen that limp for a little while.
So it helped him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah. Agreed. No, it's.
So the dogs all are on a bit of rest after those treatments. From Neil's instructions are that, you know, keep them quiet for the next 24 hours and, you know, introduce to swimming between 24 to 36 and then after 48 hours back to normal. And you can see the dogs are all sore that next day from the, I think he calls it palpating, the acupuncture, you know, and the massage, and just, you can see that they're a bit stiff, a bit sore, you know, kind of like, I imagine it's if you're going to get a sports massage where they're really getting into that muscle, the next day you're like, ooh, you know, really, really tender. But then even like Lily, for example, hello mate, yeah, hi buddy, hi, I'm just here, mate, I'm just here. Even Lily, for example, she seems to bounce back like a young puppy the third day. You know, she really, she really comes good.
The first day or two, though,
she's sore, and she can
sore.
tell she's a bit tender. But after that, she really comes to life, doesn't she?
Yeah. So everybody was seen to on that,
except Miss Red.
except Miss Red.
Yeah. So everybody got assessed. Anyone who needed treatment got treatment, and there were quite a few dogs actually that didn't need a treatment. They assessed, and you know, they found some minor soreness, but there was nothing, not a treatment required because it was so minor. But just noticing, okay, they're a bit tender here, but nothing too serious. So I think the dogs that didn't, and this will just be off memory, but the dogs that didn't get a treatment were Shadow, Miss Violet, Tank and Chopper, Roscoe. I think that's it, and Cutie Pie. I think everyone else got a treatment.
So Neil doesn't do those kind of day trips or
House calls, no, not at
mobile
all,
service.
Not at all. No, it was a very special scenario that we didn't really know it was happening, but Neil called me late last year and said, I've had a few of your fans contact me and really want to, you know, just shy of, you know, really pushing him to do this. And so he thought it might be a good idea anyway, and basically grabbed all of his equipment, and came up to the farm for the day, which is something that he doesn't do. But our fans are very persuasive and
generous and
very generous,
kind and thoughtful.
They covered the full cost of the day. They just wanted to get him up here to get all the dogs assessed and treated, which was a huge effort and very generous gesture from Chris and Renata.
Renata, yeah, thank you so much, Chris and Renata.
Thank you so much. It's very, very kind of you.
It's a massive gesture, and I think also just even after the whole day, on reflection, just finding out more information about each of the individual dogs and how we can help them further. Like, it was just such an important day, you know.
It was good.
Gathering more information.
Yeah, it was very good, and Lily was due for another treatment as well, which was very, very good timing. And a few of the dogs that we just didn't expect would need one, like Chancey Boy, for example. He showed probably the most reaction to the palpating of the spine the whole way along the spine, and so
he has some issues with his spine.
Yeah, so not the actual spine itself, but because he's so big and he's got so much muscle across there, the gap between his vertebrae is actually filled with ligaments and muscle, and like there's no indents like on most dogs. You can feel the indents of the vertebrae. So that's what's was the issue with Chance, because he's just so bulky, and when he was palpating through there, he was reacting. And so obviously when you're carrying this much bulk, natural muscle, obviously it's gonna have its sore points, but he doesn't show it. He's tough as nails. He is surprisingly athletic. Oh, just in the middle of us all there, thank you, Dee. No worries, mate. Just communal wee, no dramas. No shame.
We couldn't avoid it. Was the audio was so
I was
loud.
Like, there's a waterfall here somewhere. Just right on the tail of Lily there.
Chancey says, keep talking about me.
Yeah. We were talking about your awesome bulkiness, mate. Ooh, raw power. So Chance first surprised me with his abilities when we put the armchairs in the rooms, and he just effortlessly hopped over the back of the armchair to land on the seat of the armchair.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Wow, that was an awesome vertical
Yeah, he's
leap.
very agile, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's all the muscle power.
Yeah, he's got lots of raw power there, don't you, mate? He's like, yeah, tell me about my power. Oh, tell me more about my power. Oh, good boy. Good boy, mate. Yeah. Good boy.
So, Neil was saying that just because he is that more, like it's more of a muscular breed.
Yep.
Um,
Naturally, he's quite heavier. He's only as tall as, maybe as Barney, tall as Barney.
Yeah.
But he's 3 times the weight of Barney.
Yep.
Naturally. That's how big these guys are.
So,
It's all just muscle. Look at him.
yeah.
Bulky hugeness.
And that just puts the pressure on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he also has more muscle and ligaments. Is that right? What you're saying in between?
Yeah, he did
It's
say...
spreading into.
He did
How does
say,
that work?
His posture, or the way that he holds his spine, would be putting a little bit more strain on it there. But
Because it does sag.
yeah.
Is that what it is? Because I have noticed, and even when he sits.
Yeah, because if you're going to relax...
Like, it looks really cute
Yeah.
how he sits, because he does like what Chommy used to do,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? But I guess you can see that it's a very lazy sit, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But if he's going to relax, he's going to try and switch off all his muscles, which
Right.
means he's going to start to let that weight naturally just pull it however he wants.
Yeah.
So I think it's just got to do with the fact that he's just such a big dog. Hey, Maggie. Hey, darling. Ooh. Hey, darling. Oh, here we go. Good girl.
You hold the
just
neck,
relax.
hold the neck, hold the
Just
neck.
relax.
Oh, darling. Yep, that's a good one.
Oh, internal stitches for a scar that big.
Yeah.
Hey? Oh. Oh. Oh, hey. Hey. Excuse me, JB.
So, people probably have already noticed, but just to say it, Maggie really loves it when you do talk to her in sign.
Yes.
Just
She understands.
yeah, no, but just we know, like even in the pool, she gets super excited about it. You know, even in the pool, you know, the other day when we were trying to get her in,
Yeah.
you can see that she gets a lot more enthusiastic about something she's not even that interested in, but because you're communicating to her with sign language.
Yes, correct.
Or the
'Cause
sign that we use.
Yeah, so I do notice all the dogs feed off my tone, which is what we've taught them.
Yes.
So when, you know, we're doing something exciting and playful in the pool, they all respond because they all respond to my tone. But she can't hear it. So when I do a personal sign to her, she gets, you know, as excited as the rest of them. But because it's not as, like it's easy for me to manage everyone at once, but I can only do her one-on-one, you know. So, although I have noticed, this is funny, a lot of other dogs are picking up on the signs. And so they start to get excited with her.
Yeah.
So it's something that, you know, I can see the instant puppy come out of her when you give her certain signs. She's quite good.
She is very good at responding to the sign, like just even you can see just emotionally. So
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And each time, like if I'm up the back shed and I come through the gate towards the house, she'll wait there for me, and she'll wait and stare at me and waiting for a sign. And because I either give her thumbs up, which is like good girl, well done, you know, but doesn't mean anything other than good job. However, if I do the happy excited sign, she knows it's playtime. And so she just gets so excited and just tries to wrestle like Roscoe does, jumps up, butts my arms, you know, really, really wants to play. And she's quite intense then, it's pretty funny. She gets a little puppy going. Releases the inner puppy, don't you? Ooh, oh yeah, little puppy. No, leave the scar alone. Chance is concerned. Wants to lick her scar. Hey, you want to help her, don't you? Yeah. But it's alright. You just leave it. Let the antibiotics do the work. Rightio.
yeah. Hello, bunny boy. Hello, bunny boy. Hello, beautiful Hope. What you got, Lulu?
Oh, that's a big one, Lily. Oh, it's a big one, Lily.
Good girl, darling. Good girl. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Hi, buddy. There's definitely a lot more checking in today.
Yeah. Snip the foot and run off.
Hey, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Oh, really? That's a good one, Dad. A good one.
Beautiful girls. Down, Miss Red. Good girl. Buddy. Hello, mate. Good boy. Good boy.
See the dead tree that come down? Dead branch?
What happened?
Snapped off. It's stuck in the ground there.
Wow. So this branch has fallen
Yeah, that's that big fall to the dead tree.
and then it's just skewered into the ground
Yeah.
and snapped. Wow,
Imagine if you were under that.
that would not be good.
Oh.
Gee whiz.
It's a long way in. It's not a fun day. If that lands on you. But obviously it's got a nest here. It's full of clay, so whatever built the nest in there just added weight to it.
Mm.
That wind.
Just on Lily's love of sticks alone, this is her heaven.
So many options, isn't it? Yeah. Get shot that green again.
Just a bit of rain.
Yeah. Hi. 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 Oh, hello. Yeah. Hi. Thank you. Thank you. Hi. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hi. Oh, yeah. Hello. Hello. Hello, Mr. Tank. Hello, Mr. Tank. Oh. Hello. 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 Oh, Mr. Jealous Boy, you've arrived. You've arrived. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Roscoe. Straight away. Huh? Ooh. Mr. Roscoe boy. Ooh. Oh, Mr. Roscoe. Oh boy, mate.
Shadow's getting all the licks in.
Yeah, Shadow's getting right in there too.
Get in there, Shadow.
Mr. Roscoe boy. Mr. Roscoe boy. Chancy boy in there. That's Mr. Chancy boy in there, huh? Shadow, I felt your tongue. I felt your tongue. Shadow's tongue's got laser precision. It's right in there. Hey,
Whoa, whoa.
set it out.
I was wondering how this was going to go.
Settle down.
He hasn't done a lot of wrestling, has he?
No, he hasn't.
But it probably is a
alright.
good example of
But it's all right, mate.
why you do a lot of it,
Oh, boy.
the wrestling, Luke.
Yeah. Well, you know, he needs to get comfortable on the fact that he's in a vulnerable position, but he doesn't have to be defensive. You know, like instantly you heard him, he got defensive straight away.
And that was just Maggie, and he likes Maggie,
Yeah.
you know. Maggie is non-threatening.
Oh, Mr. Chancy boy. Mr. Chancy boy. Oh. Oh. Good boy. Good boy.
So it is an exercise that you practice regularly, don't you?
Yeah, I wrestle with all of them, and I always, you know, put them in a position where they feel vulnerable on their back, you know, and just get them comfortable. Some of them really resist it, and it takes a little bit of time. Like Tilly never liked it when she first came here. She used to freak out all the time when I did it to her and wrestle with her.
But Chance, we've never done it with
That
Chance.
is the first time with
Yeah.
Chance.
Hey, mate. Oh, big boy.
But some of them love it, don't they?
Oh.
Oh yeah. When they realise that
you know, it's not a threat to them, or they're not losing status. It's just a position to play. They love it. They do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ready, Red. It's ready. Red dog. Oh yeah, you big sweetie. You big sweetie. Hello. Hello, Banjo. Oh. Hello, mate. Hello, mate. Look at his teeth. He's got such big teeth, doesn't he?
He does.
You got a license for those things, mate?
There you go.
Hello, boy. Hello, boy. You tell that little staffy.
Diesel. So,
Even though he's down there.
but I think that this is where, you know, we're really finding the improvement in these pack walks.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, those silent walks, they've always been such a great exercise to do. But we also talk about his results and all of that.
Yep. Yeah, so with Diesel, we'll start off with his blood work. So we got his blood results yesterday, and there were some a high concentration of liver enzymes in his blood. So it could be nothing, but it could also indicate the potential for a liver shunt. And if you guys remember the little puppy that we had, the Aussie Shepherd puppy,
Mr. Yellow.
He had something similar, but to a much more severe degree, and to the point where he was having seizures, you know, foaming at the mouth, full-on episodes where it was a toxic level of, you know, harmful things in his blood that his liver wasn't able to filter out, and so therefore a liver shunt just allows the old dirty blood to keep going through without being cleaned or filtered and then go back through the system, and so that ends up going to their brain and causing a few issues.
So some of the very early behaviours that we saw in Mr. Yellow was staring at the wall.
Correct. Yeah. So he would
Head in the corner.
You'd find himself staring at the wall, head in the corner, and leaning on it. And then anytime he had one of those moments, that's where he would find his comfort, because obviously everything would start spinning and get vertigo. So he'd just go and plant himself in a corner, standing there with his neck in line with his back and his nose pointing down just into the wall. And you'd just be like, oh, that's an odd behaviour. And then as he got a little bit older, it started turning into full-blown fits, and, you know, on his side, convulsing and shaking, and that would last, you know, 30-40 seconds, and then he'd sort of come to and look a bit dazed. Fredo! Look a bit dazed, and then he'd come out of it. But that ultimately, you know, ended up being far too severe for him to survive, and he was too small and too young to operate.
So the liver shunt was too big.
Yeah.
He was born with it. It was too big.
Yeah.
And he wasn't going to grow fast enough
For his liver to become big enough to then operate on it.
Yeah, so it was unsurvivable, unfortunately.
Yeah, there was nothing we could do about that one, unfortunately. However, in another case where the liver shunt isn't as drastic, it starts off small enough that it doesn't allow too much blood through. And as they grow and their liver grows, the shunt also grows, and then all of a sudden, as they become an adult, they're able to have some blood pass through that shunt. So a much smaller size, but this is where Diesel has the potential to have something like this. We don't know just yet, but we
No.
do know that the blood work wasn't perfect. So we're going into further testing. So next Thursday they're doing another test where we fast him for 12 hours, then we blood test him, then we feed him, and then we blood test him straight away again. So then that will give us a more accurate description of what's going on in his bloods, and that will, depending on how that test goes, that will be able to help us determine whether he does have a liver shunt or not. And then that will again lead us in the right direction of how to manage what's going on with him. But the behaviour, you know, would be similar, if not, you know, not identical, but it's similar in what we did see in Mr. Yellow. But then as an adult dog, he may just be learning to process that a little bit better. Or if there's nothing, then it goes back to the idea that he's creating games for himself in his head. And, you know, because he's, as far as the behaviour goes and how he, hey darling, and how he has been progressing with the pack, he's doing very, very well. And on the walks, he's in touch, he comes in, checks in with you, he gets a pat, he moves on. He's constantly coming in and being a part of it. When we stop, that's when he keeps going. So now that we've stopped, he's right down there, you know, barking at the whippersnipper on the other side of the fence.
At least that's something that he's barking at, though.
There's something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a...
Usually when we
positive.
stop, there isn't anything that he's barking at.
No,
So.
if we're but what's weird is he won't do it out in natural ground. So I've never seen him do it up against a tree. I've never seen him do it. It is always
a brick wall,
a 90-degree wall or a corner.
like a fence, or
Like I've never seen him do it out in natural ground, which is odd. It does mean that he's, you know, created that environment to mean something for him, or you know, he's.
So it may come back that it's not the liver square. The only reason we're raising that is because
the blood work wasn't
the
right.
vet suggested that that's what it could be from the behaviour that
that
we
saw.
were describing and that she saw, which makes sense. And now the liver enzymes are up, so that further makes sense. But it could come back that it's not that at all.
It could. It could come back that no, the liver's functioning normally, the blood work's normal, and then like I said, at that stage, we look down the behavioural path of, okay, you know, it's a bit of a coping mechanism. He wants to play a game when there's no game around, so he's created a game for himself. There's a whole heap of other scenarios it could be, but the best course of action is to eliminate any sort of medical issue. Yeah. And then you know you're just dealing with behaviour.
That's right. Yeah. There's no you know.
Because there's no point trying to fix
Doubt.
something behaviourally if there's some kind of chemical imbalance going on. Then you know, okay, this is something he can't control. This is something that he's not choosing to do. You know, this is something that he's reacting to in his head.
But in terms of, like, he's been here now for maybe three weeks.
Coming up to I think.
Something like that.
Around then.
And we are noticing a noticeable improvement.
Oh yeah, he's getting better and better.
So that means something.
Absolutely, it means something.
You know,
Yeah,
like his quirky behaviours, the odd ones when we're just standing around and there's a wall and a floor, are still there. But on the pack walks, he's making massive improvements, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah. In the group setting, out on a walk, on a run, some kind of activity where we're all doing it together. Yeah, absolutely. He's coming right in. He's a part of it. You wouldn't think that he's a dog that would run off by himself when you're watching his behaviour in that activity. But like I say, as soon as you stop, he doesn't switch off. He doesn't want to turn off. He wants to keep going, which can be quite typical from a very fit, healthy working breed. That is a pretty normal behaviour. They're like, no, it's middle of the day. I'm working. Let's go. You know, they don't want to stop. So again, we can't put that past him either. You know, he is a very athletic, fit-looking dog, and we don't know where he's come from, whether he has been a working dog or not.
Well, we just know that the last place he was at, he was...
wasn't he left to a family member?
Yeah, and because the family member had dingoes that were attacking him, he had to be in isolation. So he was in a small,
so he's gone
contained area.
He's gone from one area, they've offloaded him to a family member. The family member, they didn't fit to the family member's place, so then they've abandoned him.
Yeah, and I don't know how long he was in that situation for. So even the separation from his owner would be traumatic.
So, you know, there could be a whole heap of stress hormones that have been released in the, you know, longing for their original owner.
Yeah, because we know that that's real.
Yeah.
You know, like you look at Tilly.
Oh yeah.
That you know, when Til came to us when her owner passed away from cancer, it took 18 months for her to, you know, like
really settle down.
Yeah.
And be comfortable and not be longing for anything that she was missing.
That's right.
Yeah. So then that's all happened.
And even Lily, you know,
Lily,
she's another example.
Lily was the same, but Lily, I think, relaxed a lot quicker.
She definitely has, because it. But if we worked it out, it's still probably been 8 months. You know,
say 9, yeah,
it's taken that long for her to.
She started showing improvements, but to the point where she went, okay, this is home.
That's right.
It was about 9 months.
Yeah, and that she relaxes and, you know, is letting go of the evident stress or anxiety. You know. So
it does take some time, and we know that it takes a while for dogs to get over it. We know that it affects them. So in saying that, if you've got a dog like Diesel who has gone through that and then not gone to a place where Lily and Tilly have gone and they get all this freedom, they get all this attention and love and affection, but they've been isolated and neglected
and attacked by other dogs,
and beaten up by the other dogs that live there, that is one of the worst possible scenarios to be in while dealing with that kind of stress. So huge amounts of anxiety and stress and all sorts of stuff can have a negative effect on your psyche and on your mental state. So it could have been at that point Diesel's decided, well, I need something to take my mind off it, or, you know, his brain's just created this game, this imaginary thing. Nobody knows the rules but him. You know, and he started enjoying it, and so he continues on with it. We don't know, but these are all possibilities, and we can only guess. But through process of elimination, you make sure there's nothing physically wrong with him, make sure there's nothing medically wrong with him, and if there is, then sure, we go down that path. But if there isn't, then we go, righto, well, it's potentially one of these two options, and we think about where we want to go from there. So understanding what's going on is quite difficult when they can't tell you. So we just want to process of elimination, work out what's going on, why it's going on, and then work out a plan on how to resolve it.
Yeah, but he's doing well.
He's doing great. He's only been here a short time. He's already made huge improvements, so it's looking good for him.
Yeah, and even if there does turn out to be anything medically significant, you know,
we'll
like
totally
we're on,
be able to put him on the right track and get him the right help that he needs.
Yeah. Lily, look at that.
Oh, Lily, thank you. Pick it up for me.
What's in there?
Something's interesting there.
Mhm.
Isn't it? Grabbing your attention.
Oh, yeah. So even though Diesel was at the fence,
Yeah. As soon as we started,
moving,
he comes along.
yeah, and then he stays close.
Yeah. And the brush cutter's still going, so it's not obsessive enough for him to ditch us and hang out by the fence, you know, barking at it. So it's a good sign, really positive sign that he's taking not ownership, but value in his part in the pack.
Yeah.
course he got it. Cover! Here we go!
So, are you watching Diesel? Like if he does come up here, then he looks very interested.
Well,
you know?
this is where he's probably going to not do too well.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Go! Hey!
He's definitely not interested in the toys, just the dogs.
He hasn't worked out how to get up here yet.
Yeah.
Oh, good boy.
We're just blowing up a big ball for the
Getting him
day.
ready. Right. she's in.
Good
Now
girl.
go do a swim. Good girl. Good girl. Pretend I'm not looking for him.
Oh dear, oh dear. It's a no.
I know. Just relax. Just relax.
Alright, darling.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Got to get out of the way of these powerful legs. Oh boy. Good. Watch this. He'll be a powerful swimmer. Watch. Good boy. Good boy, mate. Good boy. There was no hanging around. He's a good swimmer though.
Yeah.
Good girl, Tilly. Good girl. Good girl. Beauty pie. She's just tall enough for that platform.
Yeah.
Hey, job. Go. Good boy.
That's so funny. GT.
Although can't stand the amount of toy snatching that Wolfie does. Daddy do one? Daddy do? Daddy
Watch
do?
out, watch out. Gentle, gentle. Good boy, Roscoe. Who's a good boy?
Look at them, I love how they all just chill out like this, like it's a family barbecue. Yeah?
Gentle. Oh, they're all going to attack you.
Okay. Stop running. Yeah.
And then she started wanting to go.
Oh, you got something in your foot?
Watch the sun as it slowly crept from the horizon to the place we live. Oh, this could be the best thing that I'll ever know.
Good. Oh, you want one? You want one?
I think Billy's funny.
Oh, look, look, look. Good boy.
Hello. Hello, Turtle.
Excuse me.
Hey, never seen a dog ride a bike? I'm getting a little too hot and tired.
Look at it. On the hop.
Hey. Are you still after me?
bits.
They all love Cutie Pie.
Yeah. Where'd Wolfie go?
Look at this little tushy wushy. So cute. So cute. Go cute. Go cute. Goodness, Banjo, buddy. Boy.
Hello. You want to open it? Ready to get out now? You want me to come in? Yeah.
The sun, it shines,
Yeah.
it shines for you. The grass is green, the sky is blue. There you are, like you are. Feeling so natural. Find you right away, my darling. We're gonna you, but you find it all. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound is to me. I have seen a miracle. I have seen a miracle. The earth is here, it's here for you. The seven fish, the eye.